The BumbleKast is for entertainment purposes only. The host's comments and opinions, and those of their guests, are wholly their own and do not represent that of any other entity. Content is provided as is, with no guarantees of accuracy or timeliness. Unauthorized redistribution or editing of the BumbleKast in whole or in part is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm excited to answer all these questions that come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
We got some fun questions on this episode. It's true.
We do.
Yes, indeed. Let's start off with this one from First Swagmaster E. What would you say the main theme of Dragoon is? How do the characters, settings, and locations revealed so far connect to that theme?
That is an excellent question. And something that I have struggled with is the elevator pitch for this. Because I can go on and on about, the aspects of it and why it's cool and who the characters are, but to pitch it in that brief way, what is this? That's where I struggle. And I guess one way to sum it up is it's a story about identity. Who you are in your own eyes, who you are through society's eyes, who are you that you present to others, who are you inside, and what about your legacy, your history, your lineage, your culture says about you and how much that can define you. And I think that's kind of the singular driving force behind all of it when you get down to it.
All right, here's one from Allison S. Ian, you, Aaliyah, and the cats are going on vacation, and somehow only Wind and Company are available to water plants, collect mail, etc. when you're gone. How's your place look when you get back?
Well, if it's a vacation, why am I taking the cats? All things considered, everything's standing. The fridge is empty. The cabinets are empty. Thanks, Wind. Presuming that we took the cats with, the cat food's gone too. She really needs to, think first. I know she's always hungry, but come on. Not even Lissy would eat the
Would you have taken the cat food with you?
Some. Not going to take the whole bloody case.
Oh, okay.
But, the mail, Foreign would handle everything, really. He would make sure that the mail is collected and stacked. He would make sure the plants are watered, and they're probably doing better without me looking after them. I sure hope Jobin didn't sit on the couch, because we're going to need a new couch. It's not really designed for that weight capacity in mind. But, Lissy drew us this adorable picture that's up on the now empty fridge, and that's kind of nice.
That's cute. Well, at least the whole place hasn't been, completely torn apart. Just a little destroyed. Just a little. That
we know of. I mean, Foreign's not making eye contact when I ask about that, but nothing seems out of place.
Oh, no. Don't turn on that light. It might fall out again.
Pretty sure the dishwasher had a handle before we left. Wind, get back here.
Oh, boy. All right, here's one from Alolan Figment. Exactly 4 seconds after the end of their story in Pokemon Journeys, Jessie, James, and Meowth got crushed by a boulder. Now the trio are doomed to an eternal isekai adventure. Their first stop is the world of Minecraft. Will they manage to survive the night, or will they blast off again into their next isekai adventure?
I think the critical part of this question is, do they take their Pokemon with them?
Does Meowth count as one?
Because he doesn't really fight. He just mouths off.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fitting of his name.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Just for giggles, we're going to say no. It's just the three of them.
Okay.
Wandering the wilderness, getting incredibly tired of the fact that there is no sign of civilization at all. Not even a Poke Center. And either Meowth decides to try to sharpen his claws on a tree, or Jessie gets angry and punches a tree, and that's how they learn how to harvest stuff. And so they're getting along. They're building the very first, starter Minecraft house, as you do. Maybe they start figuring out the basics and night falls, and that's when all the Pokemon come out. Look at that giant spider. Ooh, that might be a dark type. And those skeletons? Goodness, ghost types everywhere. Meowth, go get them. Maybe they can craft a Pokeball. The sun rises, and their Isekai adventure has continued.
Oh, it continued long ago. Long before the sunrise. Question from Andrew D. Next up for our anti-Mega Man series is Rock of Ages, which originally covers Dr. Light's story to rock and roll about who Blues is, as well as Blues looking to return home until witnessing who he assumes are his replacements, and then being fixed by Dr. Wily. Then roll Kalinka and Tempo saving the cruise ship passengers alongside Oil Man and Splash Woman. And finally, Wily using the time skimmer to travel further into the future with Rock getting caught in its energy. How does this all go?
All right, so in the flashback story, Light is totally building a weapon of war, his own personal killbot, and Wily reconfigures it to be a good boy. So Blues runs away in that regard. He's not going to be a weapon for this man. And then in his journeys, he learns to hate humanity, comes home to re-enlist, but finds out that he's been replaced by two smaller, younger, sleeker models, and decides no, he'll carry on his battle against humanity alone until he's found by Wily, and Wily is going to, how does he convince him to stick around? He fixes him, and Blues earnestly feels homesick for any kind of companionship. Wily's a good guy, so yeah, he'll stick by him for this. Yeah, there we go. That works in the anti-sense.
Sure.
The cruise ship, it's all an extortion racket. They scuttle the boat and they rescue people just to be paid for it. It's all this horrible, horrible scheme concocted by the Machiavellian role. And the time skimmer story is all just one big flash forward to other events, which all would have their own individual contextual anti-versions. And I don't know if I can do that scene by scene. That's a bit much. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense. We don't need to worry about that right now. But we will worry about this question from C-Man. John Wick x Mr. Bean. How does it go?
I want this. Like, play the John Wick movies beat for beat the same, but it's just Mr. Bean.
Oh, okay. You're replacing John Wick with Mr. Bean. Okay.
He is the most lethal man alive, and he doesn't even know he's doing it.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yes.
You know, they're walking down the hallway trading shots amongst the crowded people, and it's just Mr. Bean going, not even realizing he's dodging bullets. He's trying to put a book away on the shelf and ends up like crushing the dude's jaw and skull with it by accident because he falls, he trips. You have all this crazy lore about coins and the organization and blah, 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 whatever it is. And he's sitting over there, you know, doing the Charlie Chaplin dance with potato feet bit and entertaining himself, not listening to a word that's being said to him.
What did they kill? His teddy bear?
Other odd Mr. Bean noises.
Yes. Did they kill his teddy bear? Is that what happened?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. That's what starts the whole thing. Oh, boy.
Somebody, please get this man a gun. And it just cuts to him with the chicken on his head.
Oh, if only this could be real. It would be delightful. Hilarious. But KB has a question. Ian and Kyle, imagine you're watching a movie while driving in a Hummer. Now what movie would be so freaking funny that it makes you want to merge without looking? This sounds like personal experience.
This is a Hummer, so can you even merge by looking? I mean, it's a boat.
I mean, yeah. If it's an original,
those mirrors.
If it's an original Hummer, then yeah, you can't see crap out those things.
I mean, at that point, you just kind of honk a warning and move. They need to get out of the way.
Yeah, that's like. Why are you watching a movie while you're driving anyway? Come on.
But in the spirit of the question, it's Emperor's New Groove.
Well, yeah, true. An Emperor's New Groove is great. It truly is. All right, Comic the Hedgehog has a question. Mallet Melee, Wakko Warner versus Kirby. Which hammer-wielding character wins?
All right, so this starts off where gluttonous Wakko eats that piece of cake without thinking.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. These two. Okay.
Yeah, that was Kirby's cake.
Oh, no.
And that begins things. And the running battle gets them back to the Warner lot where Wakko's lunch was waiting, and Kirby, famished without his cake, eats that lunch, which just enrages Wakko, and we move on to round 2. Mountains are leveled, continents are cracked, devastation fires everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're both extremely tired, but they're not going to give up. This is a matter of pride now. And then it occurs to Kirby, why is he using his hammer? And he just inhales Wakko, and he gains all of Wakko's ability. And Wakko Kirby with that hat, that is a destroyer of not worlds, but universes.
Truly. Yeah, why are they just using hammers? Yeah. Kirby just becomes like, Galactus.
What is voice change to be Wakko? So instead of Poyo, it's Poyo.
Why not? That is definitely what happens. Darth Lord has a question. Even though I'm a fan of Fox X Crystal, I will admit the games don't give us a lot to work with for chemistry between them. If given the reins of the Star Fox series, what would you do to add some meat on the bones?
In the hypothetical scenario where I just get to tell the 64 to command story the way I want to, gimme. I think the first thing to do would be to embellish the Dinosaur Planet story a little bit, because Fox gets some telepathic connection or download from Crystal when he finds her staff. So play with that a little. Like in his dreams, he experiences her own personal adventure on Dinosaur Planet. He gains some kind of connection and understanding with her. It's not direct, but it's through that weird planet mysticism. So there's more to it than just she's in a crystal and then not. Give them a chance to bond by distance so that when they finally meet in person, it's a little more poignant.
Crystal in a crystal, you might say?
Yeah, funny how that just happened to work out. In Assault, you could embellish on any of the interactions there a little bit more. Their little scene back on Sario was kind of cute from what I remember. I think the biggest point, the crux of it all, would be when Fox dissolves the team after the Aperoid invasion. Why would he do something that stupid? And how does that affect his dynamic with Crystal? In my mind, it's that it was such a close call that he kind of snaps. He cannot handle the idea of losing his friends in the field to something this big after so much. And he disbands the team for their safety. And Crystal, being psychic, knows that he doesn't want to do this really, knows that he's conflicted about it, but he does it anyway. And that hurts. That she knows full well, that he knows full well that he shouldn't be doing this, but he does it anyway. And explore that rift between them and do a better job of getting them back together, for pity's sake. And from there, I guess just explore what they are like in Marcus's time. Like, are they just chill, badass parents? Like, what do they do after retiring from Star Fox? That's the biggest thing. Why would Fox ever freaking retire?
Yeah. What else is he going to do?
Unless he's stepping out of the way so Marcus can step up. I mean, taking over Star Fox in the absence of James really set Fox's trajectory for life. So maybe he's like, I turned out all right. And Crystal's like, maybe our kid needs the same thing. She's like, we'll be around to look after him, right? Oh, yeah, sure. Falco's there.
Oh, no.
Ultimately, all of these questions just leads me back to I want Old Man Falco. That's going to be fun as hell.
As if he wasn't already enough of a jerk. Make him old.
I just want that one moment where you rescue Old Man Falco as Marcus, and he's like, yeah, your father used to save me like that too. Oh, God, I'm turning into Peppy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, he's getting old. All right, Gideon W. has a question. On projects, perfection can be the enemy of getting something done. What is your process for deciding when to seek a delay and when you admit you need to cut your losses when the time for that comes?
There is never a good answer for that.
Nope. It really isn't.
Part of it is looking at the production schedule, and it's like, all right, if I want this to come out within this time frame, it has to be done by this point. That's all there is to it. It has to be done. And also accepting that I will never be 100% happy with anything that I do, because I will always find fault in it after the fact. I will always think about how I could have done it a little bit differently. Something that I'm trying to work with now on Dragoon, because with any commissioned work, they have a deadline. I have to get it done within their expectations. But something that's my own, I try to finish it up and then give myself ample amount of time to kind of get distracted and forget about it and come back to it as fresh as I can, so that when I'm going through it again, if anything stands out as not working, then I can really focus on it. But if it's moving along, if it still feels good, then just go, okay, it's working. Don't need to fine tune it further. Just leave it be.
Yep. All right. Dawson Dachshund has a question. After 3 long months, Kyle has finally chiseled the BumbleKast's one commandment onto a stone tablet. We shall not speak of the forbidden hog. However, somehow, hog got spelled with 2 O's. Do we let it slide, or does he have to start over?
Oh, no, I'm going to be talking about the hug.
The hug? Hang on, I can...
That's a single commandment of the BumbleKast. Your hugs.
Hang on, I can...
Absolutely no discussion about the hugs, not at all.
Hang on, I can fix this. I can spell it with 2 G's.
The hug?
The hog.
Right, you might as well just put another H on there, so it's the hug. And right there, it sounds like you're doing the caber toss. You gotta run up and then go, and just flip the whole thing over.
Oh, our Irish listeners are going to.
Nah, laddie, this is horrible.
Scots listeners, it ain't even Irish. Yeah, you're right. No, it's
and they're so used to it by now. They're like, well, at least they don't say we're Vikings.
It's terrible. Oh man, the whole the whole of the British Isles is going to abandon us.
Look, I got Scottish ancestry. I can claim it. It's mine.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I don't think so.
Look, I have a very, very tenuous claim to the Ross clan, all right? They'll back me up, right, guys? Fellas?
Probably not.
Guys?
You don't. That's not how that works. I can't go around saying that I'm Norwegian.
Why?
I can't.
Of course you're Norwegian.
I can't. I can't.
You're such a speed boy.
Apparently I'm not supposed to use the phrase British Isles. I don't know. I can't think of a collective name for it beyond UK.
Is it the Commonwealth?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to think of Irish. It's also Ireland is also included in there. I don't know. Whatever. Several people are typing. Either way, the Brits hate us now. The Irish hate us now. We've done it, Ian.
We've brought the world together in a singular cause.
Oh, we've done horrible, horrible things.
We've done a huge service to the world.
Oh. Here's a question from DDRMM. You and Kyle have chosen to individually do an advertising spot for your favorite chocolate bar for the Super Bowl. How do you handle this responsibility?
Just do a BumbleKast spot, basically.
Question their wisdom in hiring us to do their ad spot?
Don't ever question it. Just take the money.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll question it internally.
Well, yes, that's fine. Just do it as you take the money.
I mean, yes. Yes.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and if I want to get fat, I eat a Kit Kat.
Yummy, yummy. And then we get $1 billion.
Well, since individually, I'm choosing Kit Kat. What do you go with?
Oh, Heath or Score or both. Why not?
Okay.
I'm one of those weirdos who likes things stuck in my teeth, apparently. All right, Double L is here with a question. Any advice on knowing when a project is actually done and recognizing that you're just changing things to change things?
Kind of goes back to that earlier question. There is no singular answer for this, but try to look at what you're doing to the copy. Are you changing significant portions of it? Are you restructuring characterization or motivation or pacing, or are you tinkering with individual word choices? And how many times have you done that? Because if you're like on the second or third round of wondering if you really want to use that preposition, you're done. Lock it in, send it off, stop it. You're only going to dig yourself into a hole.
That makes sense. FMS Draws is here with a question. Say, Ian, have you ever looked into the Lisa series? Lisa the Painful, Lisa the Joyful, and the likes? It's a bit niche, but it came around the same time as Undertale itself, so I'm curious.
I have some passing knowledge of it, and no, I've not gotten into it. The little bit I did glean from it seemed a little too raw, too emotionally real, from my understanding, for me to want to get into it. Maybe that's just my misinterpretation. Like, I'm getting this second, third hand, but it didn't seem like the type of story that I would want to seek out for myself.
Mm-hmm. This is the first time I'm hearing of it. I'm not familiar with it in the slightest. And I know Undertale, so... Hero Squad has a question. Wario and Waluigi get isekai'd into Lord of the Rings. How's it go?
Well, the good news is they're already so corrupt the One Ring can't do anything to them.
That's true.
Like, Gandalf sizes up real quick, and he's like, I hear if you drop that ring into Mount Doom, it makes, like, all the treasure appear. All of it, ever.
All the money.
And so they just road trip across Middle-earth, running over orcs, bopping anything in their way. Just storming their way straight to Mount Doom.
Wario v Sauron.
Hey, the big tower of Barad-dûr is looking down on him, and he spits in it. I mean, the only real twist is when they finally get into Mount Doom itself, and they're about to drop the ring, and Waluigi's like, wait, who gets the treasure?
Oh, no!
And then they start having a fight over who gets to throw the ring and get the reward. And they end up knocking each other in, so they all fall into the lava along with the ring, and
yeah,
given all that gaseous buildup in Wario, it just blows up half of Middle-earth.
Oh, man. It's going to really suck when they have to fight the Balrog. You shall not pass. And the isekai adventures continue.
Waluigi falls fight the Balrog, comes back as Waluigi the White.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is it just Waluigi in a white Tanuki suit?
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Here's a question from Johnny Gyro. It's hero time with a Ben 10 question for Ian and Kyle. If you were about to get your own Omnitrixes, what are some of the aliens you guys would like to transform into? Heat Blast is one of my favorites.
I never got into Ben 10.
Same.
I don't know the alien roster, but to try to keep with the spirit of the question, just grab various other aliens. I mean, why not? I don't know what the limit to the Omnitrix is. Like, how do you load stuff in there. But I would take a Turian out of Mass Effect because I just want to be Garrus Vicarian. Can I just be Garrus? Can I turn into Garrus? Not just any Turian. Can I just be Garrus? Please, I'll never take the Omnitrix off.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Klingon. I'll be a Klingon because who's going to stop a Klingon?
Mm-hmm.
You aren't, I tell you that. And Xenomorph, because whatever a Klingon or a Turian can't handle, that Xenomorph can.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at the Ben 10 aliens and I'm like, these guys are weird.
Also, if I turn into a Xenomorph, the little tiny mouth on the inside is the little Bumble King head. It goes.
Oh no. Oh boy.
And Alf. I want to turn into an Alf.
You want to turn into Alf? Why did I turn into Alf?
Look at him! To be such a handsome creature. You kidding me?
I mean, true. But what about your cats?
Well, that's why I can change back if the hunger starts to take over.
Oh, no. No. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Lord Headcheese has a question. Well, gentlemen, after 10 years, it's finally time for BumbleKast the Musical. How does it go, and what songs are based on what parts of the BumbleKast lore? And which mod gets their own subplot?
I guess it's just autobiographical.
I guess.
You know, the rise and fall of the BumbleKast. I don't know where we're going to end that, but
how do we get around the one thing that we can't talk about anymore?
Oh, that's a whole song.
Is it? Okay.
The whole thing is just dancing around a singular topic and not actually talking about it, and turn that into the goof of the song.
Yeah, there you go. BumbleKast After Dark. We definitely have a song about that. The socks do, in fact, stay on.
And I don't know. I guess Cassie gets.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's kind of like almost fourth wall breaking, where she's like the producer of the show, trying to keep us on track, actually hit our marks and do our numbers, and then just kind of does the Lady of the Lake out of the Monty Python Holy Grail musical, and just like, what am I doing here? Why am I trying to manage these? Why am I trying to herd these cats?
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's scarily accurate. Oh boy, we love you, Cassie. All right, Major Bunny has a question. You have the choice to give one of your favorite video game series a new game, but it has to be a dress-up / fashion sim game. Which series do you choose?
I know I always say this, but I think this would actually work. Skies of Arcadia.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of that game was traveling the world and experiencing new cultures. So travel the world and experience new cultures and their fashions.
Yeah. I think, honestly, like a Mega Man sort of thing would be interesting. Mix up the armors and like design your own color schemes and characters and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like make your own Mega Man. Something like that. I could see that working. And our last question before we take a break is from Mixiger17. If you knew you could take care of it without worrying about expenses and that they wouldn't attack you or anyone you don't want, what animal, real or fictional, would you like as an additional pet? I'd want any sort of flying whale.
If we're putting all the magical safeties on so we have no concerns, give me a dromaeosaur of any kind. Troodon, Velociraptor, Deinonychus, something, anything. Just give me one of them little raptor babies.
I saw this coming.
I want my killer chicken in the house that isn't going to eat the cats. I love
it. I'm just thinking, like, God, what would I want to take care of? Like, what would be like so? What would be something that's low maintenance?
Alternatively,
yeah,
a Cabot out of the Tenchi Muyo series, because they are adorable little fluffy rabbit cat critters. They just love carrots, so they're easy to feed.
Yeah.
And if you need to, they turn into a spaceship and you can go gallivanting across the universe.
Mm. That would make sense. How about like you know what? I think a capybara would be fun to have.
Yeah, maybe.
They're like long leg guinea pigs, huge. They're not too crazy. They would be fun. Alrighty, let's take a quick break and then come back with more on the BumbleKast.
We're the bee and the berry. I'm the bee.
Straws. No, I'm the bee.
Oh, my bad. We can cut that, right?
No, we can cut that.
Okay.
We're the bee and the berry.
I'm the bee.
And I'm Strawberry.
And The Bee and the Berry is an irregularly scheduled podcast where we talk all things Sonic, writing fan fiction, and fan creation.
We snoop around at fan events, review the latest and hottest Sonic content, and host interviews with our fellow Sonic fan creators.
You know, just girly things.
And hey, if you want, you can totally send us any discussion topics or questions you'd like us to talk about, and we might answer them.
Or we might not.
But hey, you never know. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and YouTube at The Bee the Berry.
Okay, we're running out of time here. Gotta grow fast.
Ciao.
We're back, and we get a question from Nicole. You get approached to create a comic book for a major fast food. You get approached to create a comic book for a major fast food chain. Let's say A&W. Meant to create a mascot that will engage readers with the comics world and adventures while also subtly pushing their food, such as the root beer, hamburgers, loaded tater tots, and so forth. Do you take this deal from A&W? And if so, what kind of world do you make to hook readers into picking up the comic every month?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat a lot of A&W, but I do know that their menu has a kind of family theme to it.
It's all just traditional, like, American-style food.
Yeah. But, like, I need a hook here. You know, we don't have Ronald McDonald and his psychedelic world of crazies. We have to, or the delightful, terrifying Burger King. We need something. And I don't know if A&W has had a mascot in the past. I'm just kind of grasping at straws here. But their menu items, from what I remember, are family themed, like the Papa Burger, the Mama Burger, the Grandma Burger, the Cousin Burger. I don't know.
They have the Great Root Bear. It's a big cartoon bear with a A&W sweater.
So I'm thinking, do a Johnny Quest like family adventurer thing where they are in search of great treasures that just happen to be themed like the signature menu items in search of the legendary Great Root Bear, who is always just on the fringe of discovery, but just slips through their fingertips, so the journey has to continue. And make it about how this family really can rely on each other and how well they get along and how great they pair together, just like these wonderful meal options from A&W.
So you're going to make the Great Root Bear Bigfoot coated. Got it.
Yeah, why not?
Although apparently Canada and American A&W have their own bears? What the heck? There's different bears for different regions? What?
Yeah, there's a very big divide between the two companies internationally, from my understanding.
Weird.
Like A&W Canada is almost entirely different from American A&W. It's weird.
Okay. I guess, we have different bears in different places. It kind of makes sense. Region-locked bears. Question from Nikki Rabbit. Hey Ian, during my Bumble Rangers question, you mentioned that you've watched Super Sentai. So I had to ask, how much have you watched? Are you more familiar with the Power Rangers or the original Super Sentai? And what's your experience with the toku genre in general?
Passing. The original Power Rangers was my first experience to it.
Yeah, same.
And I've got like a kind of understanding of stuff like Kamen Rider and Ultraman and those adjacent series, the other iterations of Power Rangers throughout the years here and there. I'm by far not an expert on the subject, but I do appreciate the trappings and the tropes. And every now and again, I get like this tickle of, what if I could do something like that? And it's like, yes, add another project you're not going to finish, doofus.
Oh, color-coded power people? Interesting. Nondal has a question. I think I asked this before, but it was like 5 years ago. How would you write Axel becoming Model A? Would Master Albert be involved?
I don't know. I would definitely need to go back and do research because I want to say I remember Model A wasn't Axel.
I thought that's what thought he wasn't.
For some reason, it looks like Axel.
Yeah.
And it would make sense to be Axel. And models X and Z are clearly X and 0, so why isn't Model A Axel? I don't know. I would see maybe if Capcom would allow me to massage the narrative to fix that, but
or maybe
I don't know enough.
Maybe it's Model Albert is the A stands for. That's weird.
I don't know. I'd want to go. I need to go back and actually research the history of the model medals and how that all came to be before I could really spin on that.
Yeah. All right. Here's one from Puppy the Scholar. Hey, Ian, I was curious. What would you have done if you had to adapt Mega Man 9 into the Archie run? Specifically on Dr. Light having his Robot Master scrapped. I found that you wrote a morally gray Thomas at times, so I was curious.
I think I didn't get too in depth because while I had things mapped out, I didn't have like each individual plot figured out all the way through.
Right.
But off the top of my head, I think the approach was going to be something like that. You know, Thomas built some of these for other industries. That not every Robot Master was part of the Light Labs line. Like he couldn't claim them all. Some of them were built for contractors. And once he did that, they were their property because they aren't people, they're machines, they're products. And there's a lot to unpack there. And I'm not sure if Classic would have been the best place to do it. So, I mean, we tackled a few heavier topics in the Archie run. With that specifically, we'd have to be very careful with how we handled it. And ultimately, I think it would be that Thomas isn't happy with it, but it's out of his hands. He has no claim to them.
I guess. It seemed like he'd fight more for that, though. But then again, he does kind of just roll over sometimes.
And Thomas has a lot of good intentions with not necessarily a follow through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
true.
I think that's why he and Wily get along so well with that at all, is because they both are men of vision. They see the potential and the creation. They just don't necessarily think about what comes next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the culmination of that is him putting X in the pod for testing until he's ready, because, you know, you can't just take a blind shot with this. This is a new life form. And he's learned by that point, you got to be careful.
Right. Question from Rabbit Haver. Ian, in the past, you've mentioned that you are an enjoyer of Dan Avidan's music. Now I got to interrogate you about your favorite songs of his, and also recommend his most recent Sky Hill album if you haven't heard it, because it truly goes crazy.
Favorite song?
Danny, don't you know? That's mine.
That's a very good one. That is absolutely a very good one, because that has a great balance of the silliness, but also the poignancy that he sneaks up on with you.
Yes, yeah.
But there's one that he did under, Once and Nevermore, under the name Shadow Academy.
Shadow Academy, yeah.
That makes me cry. That is so beautiful and haunting and heartbreaking. It kind of makes you forget all of his other stuff. It's like, dang, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his projects outside of Ninja Sex Party a bit more serious.
Yeah. And he delivers. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Starlight Brigade, amazing on every level. I think I remember seeing somebody's reaction video saying, can a piece of media be perfect? And it's like, yes, it can. And Welcome to My Parents' House makes me laugh every time, start to finish. That is meticulously crafted hilarity.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few others I'm like, this is a good one, this is funny, but oh my God. Everything about that music video, the lyrics, the timing, the pacing. Great stuff.
I like his own Ninja Sex Party doing their own twist on 2112 with 6969. It's like, I
don't think I know that one.
Like, yeah, all right, this is like if Rush were a joke band. This is what might be what it would sound like. It's a bit of the same concepts, but obviously with their own twist on it.
And that's what gets me about him and, everyone he collaborates with is they can do some pretty like base raunchy stuff.
Yes.
And then they can do some incredibly high quality, fine-tuned, inspirationally excellent stuff. And to be able to do both with the same level of quality is a level of artistic genius that is frankly intimidating.
A little bit, yeah. Like his covers with the Super Guitar Bros. Those are really well done. And I mean, some of the songs are more serious songs. Stuff that, you wouldn't think of when you think Danny Sexbang. But really, really good stuff. Just really nice covers of great songs, classic songs. So, yeah, yeah. Samet Star is here with a question. If you were in a fighting game, what would your secret alternate outfit be?
Bad box art Mega Man. I mean, I've got the body for it, so why not?
Wait, I'll be the Bumble Jester. Why not? I don't know what that exactly would be, but... Secret Man has a question. If you were given a chance in writing a miniseries in the Skybound/Image Energon universe focused on one Transformers or G.I. Joe character, which character would that be and what would it be about?
You have me at a disadvantage. I'm not familiar with that particular run of either of those books, and I'm not super big into Transformers or G.I. Joe, so...
yeah.
Throw a dart into the darkness and just say Grimlock as an universal yes, because I like the big robot dinosaur, and if he wasn't a dinosaur in that, well, I'll fix that.
I mean, I don't know if he's even in it. We don't know. Maybe this is a good way to introduce him. If not,
if that's true, then yeah, absolutely. Fix that too.
There you go. Fix all the problem. Fix all the problems.
And while I'm not overly familiar with the character or his various incarnations, it would be kind of fun just to do something Cobra Commander focused, because I just like writing villains. Like, get into his headspace. Why does he do this? Why is he effective? Why is he charismatic? Why do people follow this plate glass-faced guy? And if that's how he was in that run. And if all of that's been established, then okay, just let him have a mini-series where he does bad things and gets away with it, and you kind of revel in it.
That makes sense to
me.
me.
Let the bad man be bad.
Good. Or not. You know what I mean. Sleepy has a question. Hello, Ian. How much would you say that the placement of tectonic plates has on your world building from 1 to 10? 1 being, what's a tectonic plate? And 10 being, I run a mathematical simulation to know where my mountains and valleys are.
Depends on the project. Like Claus McGee, that's a 0. It doesn't factor in at all.
Mountains?
Drogoon, that's about an 8. Because what the realms are in the grand scheme of things is not going to spoil that.
Interesting.
Let's just say I have a lot of plates spinning with that project.
Yes. Yeah. I see what you did there. And I see this question from Soccer Cut. In order to take over the world, Pinky and the Brain build a lot of metal Bugses, metal Daffies, and metal Pepes and release them upon the world. Freakazoid teams up with the elite agent Minerva Mink to stop the robots. How does that go?
This is a heck of a Warner Brothers flex, but I can kind of see it happening.
I mean, at this rate, yeah.
I think the running gag is that Freakazoid, being a creature of the internet, being next to Minerva Mink, knows exactly where the fan base is going to go with this, and he's wholly opposed against it. And so he is constantly running interference with various forms of censor bars when nothing is going on. Like, she's doing her job, and he's like jumping in like, "No, Mr. President!" And she's like, "What are you doing?" As he like pushes an entire Greyhound bus in front of the camera or something. There are children watching this. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know, you're so innocent. And I guess it just comes down to Minerva taking out the various metal copies in various badass tactical ways, and Freakazoid being himself throughout, occasionally contributing. Are Pinky and the Brain the surprise reveal for the ultimate bad guys, or are they like there from the get-go?
I don't know. Do you want to go Statler and Waldorf with it? Like, because Statler and Waldorf were the surprise bad guys of one of the Muppets games on, like, Game Boy Advance or something, and it was very weird.
That's funny.
It is very funny, but it's like, oh.
I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards Freakazoid and Minerva confronting the final boss mecha, which is just this huge towering humanoid rising out of frame so you can't really see the very top of the shoulders. And then you pan up and you see Brain's itty bitty head poking up out of there.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just like that actually happened in the show, although it was a much smaller.
I know, exactly.
It was more of a
Like, you build
human-sized
up to
mech,
some
but
kind
it
of
was
huge metal overlord thing, and then it's like, oh, it's just the bigger version of that man suit.
Yeah.
So it's like, look at him, look at his tiny little head. I could squish it from here, just with a little pinchy motion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The explosion goes off and throws the chest plate aside, and we see the entire thing is powered by Pinky running on a hamster wheel. Oh, we're done yet, Brian? I'm getting very tired down here.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, poor little guy. Try running in reverse. You'll get your energy back. That's not how it works. Oh, thank you. The robot just like enters its second form.
It actually works. Oh, no. Oh, no. But also, yes.
Hunkered down for their final battle. All right, bestie. I know things haven't been easy between us, but we're finally going to take these rat finks down. And Cosgrove drives up. Hey, Freakazoid, I'll go catch a movie. Do I? And they drive off. Leaving Minerva to finish the battle.
I mean, she didn't need Freakazoid anyway, to be fair. All right. Spoiler 1001 has a question. How would Rock, Roll, and Blues react to the fact that X got to learn all the fun swears?
Oh, they learned them. They just can't use them. I mean, Blues is a good boy. He's not going to say any of that.
It's against the laws
Roll's
of
not going to say it
robotics.
where Dr. Light can hear her.
Good.
Blues left the house for a reason.
Let Roll say a swear.
Look at him. Tell me somebody that wears shades like that doesn't drop the occasional 4-letter word. Come on. He's going to throw that scarf over his shoulder and make it sound cool.
Nice. Strawberry has a question. OMG, I heard you guys answer questions, so maybe you can help me. So recently I've been having like an identity crisis because someone told me that strawberries are not real berries and are in fact a false fruit. So like, if I'm not a real berry, then what am I?
You are who you choose to be. Berry, straw, and all.
You am who you yam. Wait, no, yam is a different thing.
She's not a yam.
I yam. No.
She may not be a strawberry, but she is the strawberry.
Indeed. The Cyberspace Coco has a question. Archie Mega Man ended with many of the Robot Masters deactivated in the Robot Museum, specifically the ones we would see there in Mega Man 7. Was there an idea that any Robot Master that was put in the museum could come back in a later story? I get the feeling the Robot Museum could have been used as a means to rotate members of the cast in and out since there are so many Robot Masters.
No, it was just set up for Mega Man 7.
Okay. You were setting up Mega Man 7 early. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that was specifically why those specific robots were decommissioned.
Yes. Well, you were setting up Mega Man 7 early, even though you hadn't even gotten to Mega Man 4 yet. Okay. Planting the seeds.
Yep.
I see what you did there. Thievius has a question. Have either of you had a chance to read either the new Ultimate Spider-Man comic run or the Absolute Superman comic run? Both are really good so far, in my opinion.
I'm glad you're enjoying them. I have not gotten into them myself. I got burned on the Ultimate branding the last time they messed it up, and don't feel terribly inclined to set myself up for it again. Especially since it looks like they're already setting up some kind of crossover where Miles, who's from the Ultimate Universe, comes back to the Ultimate Universe, but it's not the same Ultimate Universe. It's a different Ultimate Universe. And it's like, no. That makes me tired.
No, yeah. Absolute Superman came up on our episode with Gigi Dutre.
Yeah.
They think he is a very beautiful man. Which, I mean...
They have a very singular invested interest in that title, and Not gonna fault it. Not gonna throw shade.
No.
It is what it is.
No, I mean, if you look at it, man, I get it. I get it. Twilord has a question. There's a very fun reference to Digimon in the Owl House. In a sports magazine that introduces us to Grudgeby, the kids and their palismen are all very clearly the cast of Digimon Adventure 1. Digimon's model of the multiverse actually does have room for a dimension of witches called Witchelny, and the only versions we've seen have long been subsumed into a digital world. In Digimon Adventure 1, the cast got isekai'd by going to camp, while Luz got isekai'd by not going to camp. Traditionally, Digimon Adventures, quote-unquote, coincidentally, help kids work through their issues and trauma. You think V would benefit from such an adventure?
Oh, sure. I mean, V did all right by herself in the human world mortal realm. What do they call it in Owl House? I don't remember now. I mean, V did just fine in the human world, but, you know, someone who has those emotional hangups and self-identity issues could also go on a journey of self-discovery would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
My question for you, Twilord, is what Digimon would she have?
Oh, now Ian's the one asking questions.
Ha ha!
Oh, no.
Wait, how's he going to answer? He's not on the show.
That's a dangerous precedent. Oh, he's in the chat. He says Betamon.
Well, there you go.
Well, how convenient that we get an answer so quickly. Vineclad has a question. There's a 3% chance that asteroid 2024 YR4 will hit Earth in 2032. Moving over 38,000 miles per hour, an impact would be 500 times the power of an atomic bomb. Given the past few weeks, how do we increase it from a 3% chance in 2032 to a 100% chance by next week?
No.
Vineclad,
put down the magneto ray.
Yeah.
Tell Dr. von Evil von Schlumer that he can't do that because 500 times an atomic blast, and we're even going to go up and just say like the Tsar Bomba in terms of atomic blast, that would be devastating no matter where it landed, ocean or land. But I don't think it would be a world ender.
Yeah.
Just a world worsener.
Yeah, it would make things worse, which is
we don't want
problem.
That.
Yeah. I'm not
I
sure.
understand the temptation. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe I wouldn't mind being on that poorly assembled oil rig crew sent into space to try to drill a hole into this meteor. But it'd be exciting, but we don't need to make things worse. We need to work on making things better. And we can't do that if we have a semi-new ice age coming on, or nuclear rain coming down on us, or all of Guatemala is now a volcano. You know, that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, no, probably not.
And even if you could like laser target it at certain individuals, it's still going to have a blast radius. You can't do that. You got to think outside the box here. There will be people caught in the crossfire.
Mm-hmm.
The burning atmospheric crossfire.
Yeah.
Unless this really throws off the evolutionary path and dinosaurs come back and I get my baby dromaeosaur.
There you go. Okay.
Wait. Well, okay, maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, but I think you did. Uh-oh.
But then I have to wait. It would hit in 2032, and I'd have to wait a few million years for it to evolve. I don't know. No, still safer not to do.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, apparently it's like, at best, a city killer. Not a world ender.
As someone who lives in a city, I don't want to take a chance at being killed. Thank you.
No, not my city. Walter has our last question. Are there any wacky or bizarre creatures in Dragoon that can be pets?
Yes, with an asterisk. Believe it or not, that is not a rabbit hole I've dived down into yet. Because once I do, I'm going to get lost.
You're going to get lost in the sauce yet again.
In general, the animals of the Dragoon universe are combos of other real world critters. We've seen just a smidgen in the material that I've been able to put out so far. And it's not like Avatar where it's a very clear one half this critter, one half that critter. I want them to look like actual individual creatures, but you get where the origins are coming from. So there is combo critters out there. There are mythological creatures that I would like to have dialed down just a little bit so they feel like natural fauna and not too fantastical. Like if you want to own a carbuncle, you can have a carbuncle. If you're going on safari, you might see a manticore, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten too deep into it just yet because I'm focusing on the characters first. I don't need to be distracted by the adorable fuzzy mascot.
Yes.
We already have Lissy for that.
The world building can be, you can do that as needed as it comes. You don't have to build everything up immediately. You can wait.
Yeah, but it's so much fun.
I know. All right, and with that, we are done here.
Thank you so much to all our patrons over patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Put that meteor back where you saw it, Viclad. Put it back. Drop it.
Drop it.
And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
See you guys next time.
Okay, no, seriously though, if this thing does start to come down anywhere near me, I need to time it just right. I need to get my Zhongli cosplay so I can stand there and go, I will have order as Toronto gets nuked by the meteor.
Okay. This is a podcast? Yeah, I mean, it could be. Who are these guys? I don't know. They haven't recorded yet? No. We were supposed to start 15 minutes ago.
Sorry.
Oh, no! We're on a strict time schedule here.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
I don't know. I'm all right. Tired because I don't know why. Because sleeping is stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I sleep when I could not?
I mean, I don't have a good counter argument for that.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, which at this rate could be pretty soon.
Kyle, you can't die. I need you.
Well, you can't either. Cassie says I'm always sleeping. Cassie, I have some bad news. I'm not. Lately, I am sleeping during the day. It's not good.
Kyle Pyre.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Nos for Kyle, too.
Yeah. I'm doing okay. Part of it's that I think I got the Genshin brain rot.
See? You were like, it's just a pretty waifu collector, and then the narrative got its hooks in you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait, this world is actually compelling, and it's a joy to explore. Oh, no.
And it's pretty, yeah. And it's
welcome to my world, bitch.
And the music is nice. I've been playing that, and also BumbleKast, trying to do this, trying to be like...
You said that you went into her teapot and...
Yes.
Have discovered the joy that is the Port Ormos theme.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It is just joy in the ear holes.
Yeah. I'm trying to play it so I could spend more time with Lee because she's like sitting there bored with nothing to do.
Yeah.
So it's like
because she's finished the map.
Because she's done. And it's like, well, I'll catch up eventually. There's a lot in that game.
Yeah, there is.
It's like, holy shit. There's literally hundreds of hours of things to do.
Yeah, and that's if you're speed running, not even dilly-dallying.
Yeah, it's not like a traditional JRPG even, where it's like, even if it's still like 80 hours, Yeah, no, this game was like hundreds of hours. Now, to be fair, they have updated it many times over the last, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, but you know, I was
Yeah.
talking to Aaliyah and we were saying, you know, when we came in around when Inazuma was about halfway introduced,
Okay.
and we're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot
There's a lot in this free game, to be honest. And since then, they have added all of Sumeru
Yeah.
and most of Natlan and all of Fontaine
Yeah.
and the Chasm and the card game. The card game wasn't in there.
Jennie Vale.
Jennie Vale, yeah. So you've got plenty to do.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things to do. Yeah. Yeah.
We were also talking about my personal favorite lesser antagonist. And I had just had this moment of panic because all I could think of was him being in like special events. I'm like, oh no, is Kyle going to miss out? And he's like, no. He shows up in like this story and he'll show up in this story. He'll see this guy. And I'm like, okay.
Which one? Which
Okay.
who?
Oh, you'll see.
Okay.
You must experience him in his own right. Oh, he's fun. Like every time there's like even the smallest hint that it could possibly have him involved, I'm like, is it? And it's like, no. Okay. But then there was a storyline that popped up in Natlan and it's like, this is kind of sounding sketch. And then he shows up. I'm like, yeah, he's back. This is my boy.
Okay.
My horrible, evil boy. Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, let's see.
Yep.
You're in Inazuma now.
No,
Right?
I am still not. No, I have not moved on to Inazuma. I'm very much still
In Leeway.
I'm very much
Okay.
still in Leeway. I'm doing the character stories for a bit. I'm following.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
I'm like trying to follow a guide a bit with
Mhm.
that is an order guide, an order to do things with. Does not give you like it does no spoilers or anything. It just tells you like this is like when stuff came out. This is around when you should do this content and this content.
Yeah.
I just did
Yeah,
Zhongli.
that's smart.
I just did Zhongli's first story arc.
Was that Saltera?
Yeah, that was Salt's the God of Salt
Yeah.
one.
That was kind of bitter and sad, and I hope you liked it because that's pretty much all Zhongli is.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Have I mentioned that just what a man Zhongli is? Like, oh my god, dude! If it was just Zhongli and his magical adventures, I'd be on board.
I mean, that would be fine. He's great. I mean, I love his Vector the Crocodile voice.
But yeah, like that really sets the tone for him. And okay, once you get a little further along, maybe we can just do like Ian flips out about Genshin lore and Kyle nods along because I don't want to spoil anything, but I also
like talking about it. Yes. Yes, I know. You guys have been talking about it to me for years, and I've been like, that's cool. And then I played it, I'm like,
but now you see.
I'm like, you know what? This game's pretty good.
Kyle, his eyes open wide.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Zhongli when the walls fell.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. I was kind of surprised. Everyone's like, oh no. Everyone's like, oh, the Genshin brain rot is real. Genshin is terrible for you. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm kind of shocked at how like full featured and full fledged it is without making you pay anything.
I mean, yeah, the gacha's in there, and all gacha is predatory by nature. But
yes,
I feel like it's the least aggressive and least egregious
in terms of like the modern free to play model. It is shockingly like not predatory in a weird way. Like they go out of their way to try and make it not so predatory.
I mean, some of the prices are obscene.
Well, yeah, for like
bad for it.
For skins and shit. They're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's like, no.
15 freaking bucks for a skin? Absolutely not.
No.
It's like, oh, when it first comes out, you can get it for 30% off, and it's like that's still an obscene.
It's still like $10.
Any skin over
$10.
$5 unless it does something for you. No, absolutely not.
No, it's like, oh no.
Like, Diluc got a 5-star scan. What does that mean? I don't think it does anything. It's just, oh, it's got 5 stars on it. So what?
Apparently, it does have some gameplay differences, but I don't know what they are.
It does what? It has different moves? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so that's a little different.
Yeah, I was
It
going to
switches
say,
up the character a little.
if it actually does change the character, then that's not just a skin. That's actually like a different moveset. That's something different.
That I'd pay a little bit of a premium for if I liked Diluc. But, like, otherwise, no. No.
Mm-hmm.
We should put this, like, in the after credits and get that Mad MiHoYo sponsor money, because... Like, I'm not going to blindly shill the game, but I have invested hundreds of hours in it, and I do really like it. And there is so much more to it beyond the waifu gacha.
Yeah.
The waifu gacha is very real. Let's be honest.
It's there. Oh, it's definitely there. But it's pretty good.
Like, they added a new feature where you'll stumble across some of the characters just having little incidental scenes out in the field.
Yes, that's new. Yeah, I've been doing that.
And some of them kind of build towards a narrative. And there was one where it's like part 1, oh, that's kind of cute if a little boring. And the other one, oh, that's kind of cute, that's adorable, ah, hee hee. And then it comes to a head and it's like, oh, that's poignant and heartbreaking. Wasn't ready for that. Screw you, game.
Yeah. I will say that the game gets a little lost in the sauce sometimes. Like,
oh, sure.
You really don't need to, like, detail so much of this stuff. Like, you can just kind of, fade out, fade back in. You really don't need to go through that. Yeah, Cassie, I'll play Marvel Rivals again. Don't worry, it's fun.
But, like, compared to some of the other MiHoYo games I've played, it's not nearly as bad. Like, Zenless needs to shut up. Zenless needs someone to take a machete to that text. Like, god damn. When you have to change the font size multiple times to fit it all into this multiple stacked balloon. No. Stop it.
Yeah. What was it? The event, the most recent event, the Lantern Rite event, was it was the scene with the guy, like, giving full details of what he wanted for a funeral. That we never see. That's not plot relevant. It's like, what are you doing? We really don't need. It's like
it gets the point across that it's meant to be opulent, and I'm wondering if there's like some cultural stuff that's missed in the translation.
It's like, dude, quiet.
we got the idea. Let's move.
We get it. Move on.
What we really should be for Zhongli,
Yeah.
Where's my man? Anyway,
yeah,
we should be recording the show.
I guess, if we have to. All right. Let's go ahead and do that then.